Oh, it says it's live on Facebook. We're now live.
It's official. Welcome, good evening, educators. Bennie Fowler III and I are here for tonight's mini series. It's the first night of 3 nights together. Just a reminder, if you haven't been part of this Facebook group, or you're new to the Facebook group, or haven't been a part of the mini series, typically we go 3 to 4 evenings and we try and keep it under 20 minutes or less. We just want to give you some good information around a certain topic. Tonight is possibilities to reality. And Bennie Fowler has been so kind to join us and take on the mini series for us. He's a best-selling author on Amazon. His book that he wrote is The Silver Spoon: The Imperfect Guide to Success. And what it represents is just the journey of fulfilling his purpose and service, which teachers, you're all service people, right? We came into this field not for the money, it is to help serve. And when I say teachers, educators too, I know that we have admin also watching. Benny instructs that winning is a progression, losing is a lesson. And I think right now with COVID, we're all feeling a little defeated with some of the times and the challenges that we've been up against. So I'm really excited to have Benny here on with us tonight to help motivate us and help us push through these difficult times that we've particularly experienced in the last year since COVID has happened. But prior to that, teaching has been difficult for many years, and we know that we're seeing the burnout rates, go on the rise. So thank you so much, Benny, for spending time with us and preparing and doing this mini series.
Charlotte, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hello to all, or good evening to all. So, yeah, today I do want to talk about turning possibilities. Actually, for the next couple of days, talking about turning possibilities into reality. And possibilities are a breath of life. Think about when you wake up every single day. Do you think about what can happen or what will you make happen? That's how I wake up every single day. What can I make happen today? What is possible today? Or to think about a place that inspires possibility for you. For me, it's New York City. That's why I have it in my office here. New York inspires possibility for me. If I think about standing on 34th Street and looking up at the Empire State Building, and I really think about how did this building get here, or just New York in general? This city with all these buildings, all this architecture, that all started with a dream and a vision of what could be possible here. And that's what inspires me every single day. What can I make happen? Or you think about your favorite restaurant. For me, it's Ruth Chris. Like, you just smell the steak in the air, the ambiance of that restaurant. And I always think to myself, how is this food so damn good all the time? Possibilities. It's just what is possible here. Or you think about back to when you were a little kid and you were playing sports, or you were shooting that last second shot, or scoring that game-winning goal. And your mom is telling you to come in for dinner, but you don't care because you know it's one day it's possible to become a champion. Possibilities are a breath of life. And one of my most proud moments was turning a possibility into reality when I first came into the NFL and playing in Super Bowl 50. It's a little bit under 3 minutes to go in the game. We just scored a touchdown. We're now up 12 points. Now we have a chance to go for one, or we have a chance to go for two to put the game completely out of reach and go and be up 14. So we decide to go for two. Peyton Manning's the quarterback. He calls the play. We line up. We have two receivers on the left, three on the right. I'm on the right and I'm in the slot, which means I'm in the middle. So I'm lined up in my stance. I'm ready to go. I'm looking in at the ball. And I felt like the entire stadium could see my heart beating through my chest at this moment. I was so nervous because it's like, I have a chance to really catch a pass right here. So the ball's hiked. I make my move. I juke the defender right. I break left and I see the ball in the air. And it's as if an infant baby was being tossed to me, and I better catch it. I catch it. I cradle it. I get up. I do my dance. I really caught a pass in the Super Bowl, but not just a pass for yards, a pass for points. And it ended up being the final pass of Peyton Manning's now Hall of Fame career, who just got inducted to the Hall of Fame just a couple weeks ago. So congratulations to him. But that is one of my most proud realities. That all started with a dream, though, of being a professional athlete. Just a year and a half before that, I was trying to make the roster of the Denver Broncos. 6 months before that, we came together as a team talking about the possibility of being Super Bowl champions. And then, if you think about your life, what's possible in your life? If you think back to when you were a little kid, what did you want to be growing up? Was it a doctor? Was it a lawyer? What was it? I know it's not like kids are around just being, middle managers, average, middle managers. We're trying to be the best ever. We trying to freely choose to be the best ever. And that's what I was choosing to be when I was younger. As kids, we think we can take this abstract blob of nothing and turn it into anything and everything. And then as we become adults, we start playing life a little bit more safe. We start playing not to lose instead of playing life to win. So where can we play in life more to win instead of not to lose? If I think about one of the times where I was playing not to lose, one of the hardest moments in my career, not in my career, I guess growing up in high school, I would say was playing in my first ever high school varsity basketball game. We're getting towards the end of the game. I get a steal, I go up for a layup, and I get fouled. And I had never felt any nervousness or anxiety ever before in my life. So I go to shoot the first free throw. And if this is the basket, the ball lands 4 feet before in front of a sold out gym of 5,000 people. Mind you, this is the same person who caught a pass in the Super Bowl in front of 80,000 people. But this moment right here was so tough for me. Being embarrassed in front of, all my peers, all my friends. I was so embarrassed that, I started crying. I go to the bench and I sit down, and it's like, you don't want anybody to see you. You don't want anybody to see you. And, I carried this moment with me for a long time. But when I went to go shoot that second free throw, I didn't even try to make it into the basket. I just tried to hit the rim. And how many of us right now in life are just hitting the rim or just trying to hit the rim instead of actually making the basket? I carried this moment with me for a long time. But now I look at it in a different way because this prepared me and put me on a journey of personal growth and trying to not necessarily feel that moment again, and preparing different, eating different, having a different perspective, because possibility is all about perspective. And that's what I'll be sharing with you guys for the next couple of days. Possibility is all about perspective.
Oh, I can't wait to hear more. So, at the beginning of what you shared, you talked about smelling the restaurant and the food, So, tell me about a little bit like when we think of possibilities, um, how much should we use our senses when we think of possibilities? You talked about the site of the tall Empire State Building and all of that. How important is that right now?
It's very important to have that vision for your life, that vision for your business, that vision for your kids, whatever it may be. You have to have a vision for all different parts of your life. But yes, bring in all the senses. If you think about somebody who's getting ready to get married, man or woman, say they want to lose some weight and they want to look super good in their tux or their dress. Because they know what they want the wedding day to look like, what they want to feel like, who they want to be, it's easy for them to connect to that vision, to stay on course, to stay the course, even when those tough days are when they're working out and they're trying to eat better. And, but they know what it's going to feel like on that day when they say, I do. They know what they want to feel like. They know what they want to look like. They want to look good for their pictures. They want to have this vibrant energy because they're getting married. So if you think about that vision, when somebody has that compelling vision, it's easy for them to bring in all those feelings that they want. And that's the same thing you can do in your business. What do you want to be like? Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
How do you want to feel? What energy do you want to give off?
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about your free throw that landed short? Because I feel like that's what we feel like we're doing right now in education. And I'm not speaking for everyone, but I think the majority of us feel like we're really trying to make that basket. And
Mhm.
it is hard as heck to make the basket right now because we haven't had that training, we haven't had the practice, and teaching during COVID just looks very different. Will you be in the next couple days be talking about a little bit more about that, or can you talk today about how to overcome those feelings of defeat? Um,
Yeah, the way to overcome those feelings of defeat, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it in the next couple days, but the way to overcome those feelings is to connect with that vision again.
okay.
Don't think about the moment right now. Think about what it's going to feel like in a year when you do figure things out, or 5 years down the road. Sometimes we're so zoomed in on a vision that we can't see. So that's why I always, when I work with clients, I tell them to go out from a 30,000 foot view. What does it look like from 30,000 feet up?
Yeah.
It might not be that big of a problem, or you might see different avenues and different ways to adapt. But this, like you talked about earlier when you were introducing me, winning is a progression, losing is a lesson. So we're all learning lessons right now, different ways to adapt, different ways to pivot. Hopefully, COVID it doesn't last forever, but now we're learning different ways to communicate, different ways to see things, so that when we do go back in person, our teaching is that much more effective.
Absolutely. Yeah, so kind of like what Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind and always just keep that end in sight, is what I hear you saying. It is open for any questions, any viewers that are watching right now. If you want to type a question in the chat, I'll watch my screen. Or any comments, as always, if you have any questions or comments beyond the mini series each day, feel free to put them in the chat because we continuously watch them in this group. Benny will also be able to see them and he can respond to any of your questions or statements. So as we're closing up, if we don't have any questions that come in, Benny, what advice do you want to give us for today?
The advice for today is, possibility is all about perspective. What's the perspective that you have? That comes back to the attitude that you want to have towards something. But think about what's possible. If you're going through something tough right now, think about what it's going to be like when you break through.
Yes.
I've had tough moments in my career, and the way that I've, been able to go through tough moments is thinking about, like, what's it going to be like on the other side? Like just having surgery on my shoulder. Yes, I could be upset that I can't do any push-ups, or I couldn't barely lift any weight, a month out of surgery. But what's it going to be like in 6 months when I am healthy? What about all the things that I can control right now? Getting my legs stronger, getting my mind stronger, starting my business for life after sports. Those are all different ways and different avenues to look at something. I could easily just focus on the fact that I had surgery and that I had to sleep in a sling for 6 weeks and all the things that are going wrong, or I could look at all the things that I can make happen and the things that are right.
Mm-hmm. So, and perspective is a choice, right? And
Yes.
it's a mindset that we have to choose, and it is something that we have to continue to work towards because I don't think we're hardwired for positive perspective all the time or that winning attitude.
Yes, definitely. Yes, life is like that, but it also comes down to what you can control again. Are you looking at the negative things? Are you focused on social media and the news and all the things that are out there? There are certain ways that you can adapt your daily life to look at more of the positive possibilities.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
having a support system, having those people around you to lift you up.
Oh, absolutely. I love my accountability partners, whether it's someone to just keep me in check or someone that's going to boost my spirits. I mean, all sorts of areas. I have health partners, I have accountability partners, I have positivity partners. Yes, it takes a community. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. Amy is watching and she said thank you. This is so good. She's excited to learn more. I don't see any questions or comments right now. So As always, anyone that's watching or viewing, let us know that you watched, press like, or let us know that you watched the replay, and then we will always come back and respond to any questions. So thank you again, Bennie, for your time tonight, and we'll be back again tomorrow night, same time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. You got it. The post is in the group, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.